Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our game of Capcom Arcade Second Stadium running on Nintendo Switch. Okay, so we're getting into the fighting games. Unfortunately, this is probably the least exciting portion of the Capcom Arcade Second Collection, at least for me. Especially after we start getting into the couple of iterations of a Street Fighter that are here, which was already part of the Capcom Fighting Collection. But here we go again with the original Street Fighter. 1987? The original cabinet. I don't know if they'll show it here. It actually didn't feature the classic layout. At least the initial cabinet didn't feature the classic layout. There were 2 buttons, I think. It might have been even 1 button, but light punch, medium punch, and fierce punch were actually triggered by hitting either the punch or the kick button harder. So if you tapped a button lightly, that gave you that light punch. If you hit the button a little bit harder, that gave you your medium. And then if you had to really, I guess you really had to give a good whack on that 3rd button to get your strongest attack. So obviously that idea didn't last very long. And they decided, started to reconfigure those machines to give you 6 buttons, which is what we know Street Fighter to be. Certainly by the time it ever came over to the States, that pressure-sensitive button was a thing that wasn't done anymore. I'd say this is not a great game. It does not play great, and though it's seminal as far as like the series' first game, and considering one-on-one fighting games, I don't even think it was, that well made. I mean, I still think for this era of gaming, the much earlier release of Karate Champ with the dual stick control, I think that is a game that plays better than this game. But they did learn their lesson quite well with Street Fighter 2. So, that being said, I think we're going to leave these as we did last time. I don't like this game. I mean, the only version of this game that I like is the PC Engine CD version, which featured really incredible remixed music, Red Book Audio, and you could sort of cheat to make the game's special moves much easier to handle. Let's see, what was the insert coin? There we go. Of course, you only have a choice between Ryu and Ken if you're playing one player. If you're playing on the left side of the stick or the left side of the cabinet, you play player 1, or you play on the right side of the cabinet with player 2. Back in there. Oh, okay, here we can pick Ryu or Ken. So you pick Japan, you're picking Ryu. And Ken, really just a simple head swap and palette swap of the garments. They're basically the same character. Like I said, those special moves very, very hard to pull off. And again, the fighting games were basically like this in that they didn't really have like combos as we know them today. If you can pull off these special moves, they're absolutely deadly. Certainly pulling off the dragon punches. It's almost an instant win, really. I think the first hit takes like nearly half your power off, and the second hit takes the rest of it. But again, that's only if you're going to be lucky enough to hit it. On the TurboGrafx, you could hit like down and select to or diagonal forwards and select to do them. But I suppose, as far as historical perspective, this is what we're looking for in these arcade collections. The comically terrible voices. Oh no. And if it looks awkward to play, it's even worse to actually play. I said, this is not a good game. It certainly has not aged very well. I mean, the graphics actually still, I guess, kind of hold up, especially considering it's, 87. But yeah, as far as gameplay is concerned, yeah. I mean, there's really nobody that would want to play this as it is. It's amazing how few characters they kept from the original cast. I don't know, it's just all animation, the scrolling is terrible, Well, I mean, again, for an 87, the animation's really, really good, but I almost feel that Karate Champ is better animated than this, though. Like, it feels more fluid playing that game. Or just even watching that game. Ugh. Like I said, it's amazing that the series even survived past this game. It's so bad. I mean, the initial controls were bad with the the pressure sensitive button. I mean, the game's gameplay is bad. All the voices are absolutely terrible. the AI is like super duper cheap and bad. And definitely a product of its time. Yeah, again, there's a massive amount of delay if you're going to do the, the fierce or the roundhouse punches, because, again, it was like a pressure-sensitive controller, so it had to register what kind of hit you did and then play the animation. So you definitely feel like how laggy it is when you're hitting or using the, the stronger attacks. Yeah, it's amazing to think that the creator of this game went on to move over to SNK and make Fatal Fury, which is, kind of similar to this game, obviously, but like Fatal Fury is like, a much more advanced game. Even though that game, the original Fatal Fury is also not that fun to play. Because, fighting games at that time, they weren't like fighting games that we think of now. Oh, jeez, I'm gonna hit the fast forward button. Oh, that's no good. This game's so bad. It's so bad. Though, I think in the game's defense, it's really more about timing than it is about flashy combos. Again, you know, this is fighting games of this era. You know, if you think of like, you know, Karate Champ, that was the, you know, the standout title for this style of game. So if you think of it with that frame of mind, then this is like, you know, a much more advanced game than that game, but also doesn't play anywhere near as well. just floating in midair. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, but playing this now, it makes you realize how you know, very faithful the PC Engine CD version was. Interesting. Yeah, they brought back some of these characters with the you know, various iterations of Street Fighters afterwards, but like I said, it's amazing how few of them they brought over from the initial game. And the first punch is just, it's so delayed. God, it's such a shitty game. It's so bad. I think the thing that surprises me the most is how bad the scrolling is, because scrolling was pretty smooth in these days. But you know, these are like really large characters too. Again, you know, pretty unusual for the time. Yeah, I don't know if I can get all the way to the end of this game. I mean, I have my doubts. Well, it doesn't play well. Well, that lunging punch really does you in. Again, would be probably mitigated if you could just pull off one of your special moves with some degree of consistency. I mean, there might be a mode in this that lets you do it. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. So terrible. I know, if I can only hit something with that. I know, I couldn't even get out a punch on that. Yeah, it's too bad Capcom couldn't, like, fix the game, but then I imagine it'd be an incredibly lopsided game if they fixed the gameplay to play closer to something like a modern Street Fighter. But, you know, that's what they maybe were aiming for with Street Fighter Zero and that whole series of games, or Street Fighter Alpha. You know, righting the wrongs of the original game. Yeah, I don't know if I can get past Lee. It's an awful tough fight without reliable fireballs. We got a little damage I do. Oh well, it's hard to play this game. I mean, it's so bad. So when we stop it there, this is audap. I'm watching Capcom Arcade Second Stadium running on Nintendo Switch, and yeah, original Street Fighter. You know, even if as a piece of history, this game is interesting, but as a game that you play and want to have fun with, it is not good. You know, and again, even considering the age of one-on-one fighting games of the time, you know, I mean, Karate Champ, you know, absolutely destroys this game in terms of playability and reliability. But it was a good start. It sort of established the whole series. Had some good ideas even for an arcade cabinet, but yeah, I probably, I doubt a lot of people will play this game on this collection. It certainly won't be the thing that you go to over and over again. But as far as emulation goes, it's accurate for better or for worse. So you can enjoy the slice of history that it is. Although this just happens to be a bad slice of history. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.